U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is raising a warning about Syria. He says Syria could be weeks away from a fresh civil war of epic proportions and could even face a potential collapse. Speaking at a U.S. Senate hearing, Rubio blamed the resurgence of the Islamic State extremist group in areas outside the Syrian government's control as well as Iran behind its potential downfall. Rubio also suggested that the country may be splitting up and called for support to the transitional leadership in Syria.
The bad news is that the transitional authority figures, they didn't pass their background check with the FBI, okay? They've got a tough history and one that we understand. But on the flip side of it is, if we engage them, it may work out, it may not work out. If we did not engage them, it was guaranteed to not work out. In fact, it is our assessment that, frankly, the transitional authority, given the challenges they're facing, are maybe weeks, not many months, away from potential collapse and a full-scale civil war of epic proportions, basically the country splitting up.
By saying this, Rubio basically defended U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to lift sanctions of Syria and to engage with the government in Damascus. Last week, Trump made himself clear that he wants to reboot ties between Washington and Damascus. He even met Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara, who led the rebel offensive that overthrew Bashar al-Assad back in December. Signs that U.S. indeed wants to engage with Syria rather proactively. And how have other countries reacted to the U.S. move on Syria? Well, European Union countries that had already suspended economic sanctions on Syria recently gave the green light to lift all restrictions as well. Taking to X, top EU diplomat Kaja Kallas wrote, I'm quoting her here, "We want to help the Syrian people rebuild a new, inclusive and peaceful Syria. This move would unfreeze central bank assets and help reintegrate Syrian banks to the global system, a decision hailed by the Syrian ministry as well." However, Rubio's recent statement on Syria comes after a series of bloody attacks on the Alawite and Druze minorities in Syria, capping a brutal civil war that began in 2011. Meanwhile, Rubio also acknowledged concerns about Syria's direction in Israel, which has kept pounding military sites in the neighboring country. Rubio's statement has only emphasized the fragility of Syria's interim government amid high chances of it descending into chaos and teetering on the edge of a new war yet again. Meanwhile, Syria's newly appointed defense minister hosted a high-level delegation from the Turkish Ministry of Defense in Damascus. The meeting signaling Turkey's continued influence over Syria's transitional government and raising concerns about Ankara's role in supporting HTS, a group with historical ties to terror outfit Al-Qaeda, all leading to the fact that something might be brewing, with Rubio's remarks underscoring fears that without global engagement, Syria could meet the fate of an Iraq or Libya. What lies ahead? The coming days will reveal more.